welcome back to my channel. Welcome back. Long time no see. It's been a while since I've sat down and filmed a video for you all, and I'm super excited to finally sit back down and kind of sit back in front of the camera. It feels really weird, but I'm really excited at the same time. I did change up my room a little bit. You guys can probably tell that some things are a little bit different, so hopefully this background is a little bit nicer than my last one. I've been doing a lot of room arranging. If you don't follow me on my vlog channel, you've seen the whole fiasco with IKEA things and me not knowing how to build IKEA furniture properly. So it's been a little bit of a hassle. That's why I wasn't able to film a video. I've just been so busy trying to get this room together so I can film my updated makeup collection. So that will be coming. I'm super excited to show you guys all of that kind of stuff. Also, please bear with me if the lighting's not perfect like my last couple videos. I know that with a new setup, things can be a little bit different. I don't have my umbrella lights on right now. I just have my ring light and my vanity light, so things may be a little bit different. I'm gonna tweak things if it's not the way I want it to this video, so please bear with me for that. But today is a very exciting video. You guys have all requested me to do this, so that's why I'm doing it today. I'm really excited. These are the brand new Milani Amore liquid matte lip cream. These are the new fall edition ones. These are brand new limited edition colors, so I wanted to get my hands on these and do a swatch video for you all because I'm super excited about these. They do have 10 different colors. I was able to get my hands on 7 of them. I could have got the other 3, but I was like, I'm probably never gonna wear those colors, so I didn't want to pick them up for myself. But they are more of like an orangey reddish kind of tones, like a really bright red and orange red and more of like burgundy red. But I do have 7 of the colors right here, and I'm really excited to share with you all what my thoughts on them are and some swatches. So if you want to see my swatches and review on the brand new Milani liquid matte lip creams for the fall, then just keep on watching. my hands on these from Walgreens. They were $7.99 when I purchased them, but Walgreens actually had a special going on at the time that was buy one get one half off, so I lucked out when I was able to pick these up because these are expensive. $8 for liquid lipstick from the drugstore is pretty pricey. So I wanted to let you guys know my thoughts on these, if they were worth it for you all to try and go hunt down. As of right now, I know that they are not online, unfortunately, so I did find mine at Walgreens. I think they're coming out at CVS very soon. I will leave a picture and insert a picture of the little display, so if you want to see what you would be finding in store to kind of hunt that down, you'd be able to see what it looks like. I called probably 10 to 15 different Walgreens and none of them around me had them until I randomly went into Walgreens one day looking for mothballs, and then I saw the display and I was like, this is a store I least expected to have this product, and it was right in front of me. So I was super happy and very excited. I obviously went ham on the color choices. These look very similar to a lot of the other lip creams that they came out with, but there's something a little bit different about each one of them that I think makes them different than all the other ones they have in their permanent collection, which is why they are limited release. So if you want to get your hands on these, definitely scoop them up very quickly. These colors are absolutely amazing. As you saw in the swatch part of the video, I was really excited to see the color range of this collection because there are 10 colors, which is a pretty wide array of colors. They have a baby pink, which is the lightest one, all the way to like a really nice dark deep berry, which I had a couple issues with, and I will let you guys know about that in a little bit, but I just love the color range. There's a couple of metallics in here which are absolutely stunning. I'm wearing one right now. This is the color Magnetic. I love this color. I think it works perfectly with the eye makeup I have going on, kind of like burgundy cranberry colors right now. So I'm really loving these. Again, the only one I had an issue with was Dearest. It looks really pretty when you swatch it on your hand, but when you apply it on the lips, it's quite patchy. You have to build it up and up and up to get the color payoff that you want to look like this in the bottle, but it's so uncomfortable to keep layering on a liquid lipstick that it's just gonna flake off. So I had to do that. I had to layer it a couple times to get the color payoff I wanted and the pigmentation I wanted. This just flaked off so badly, and it was just like rubbing, and when you rub your lips together, you could see it would start to wear off in the middle, and that was only with like 3 to 5 minutes of application. So I was not a big fan of this one. I love the color and I wish it was as pigmented as it looks like in the tube. This one just did not work out for me, so that's not my favorite. I am wearing the color Magnetic right now. I think it's a beautiful color. This is a metallic one, which I love their metallics. They're so comfortable. They're actually a lot more liquidy than the other matte ones. I feel like the matte ones in this collection are a little bit more moussey, which isn't a big deal, but these are definitely a little bit more liquidy of a formula, so they're actually a little bit easier to work with and maneuver or clean up if you have any issues with it. They do dry down pretty quickly, so you want to be careful. I love the metallic ones. There are 2 metallics in this collection. The one Magnetic, again, that I'm wearing, and Glamour, which is a really interesting color. I was not expecting to like this, and I actually wore this in my Kat Von D video, and you guys loved my lipstick, so that's what I was wearing in that video. And this is a really unique color. When I put it on, it kind of has like a green purpley shift to it, but you would never guess that in the tube because it's like a really cool red metallic color. So I don't know, I really like this one. It's very unique. I have nothing like this in my collection, so I'm really happy to have these 2. The other one I was actually quite surprised by is Emotion. This is like a really nice brick red, but on the lips it dries down so much darker than I was expecting. Actually, this was the color the model on the display is wearing, and I was like, there's no way that this color is the one that she's wearing, because the one that she was wearing was super dark. I was like, this is a beautiful color, but there's no way that this little thing was gonna get to that color because it was so much darker. But it's true, this does dry down quite darker than what you would expect in the tube, but I love this color. I think it's the perfect kind of like brick red for fall, and again, it just dries down so much more vampy. It's beautiful. So this is gonna be one of my favorites. I'm definitely gonna be wearing this for fall. I'm super excited about this color. And then the last 2 that I really fell in love with is Sweetie and Honey. These are of course the nude ones. These are so beautiful. Honey reminds me a lot of Bow and Arrow by Kat Von D and Beeper by ColourPop. So if you have either of those, you probably don't need this one, but I love the formula of this. Again, it's that moussey texture that really just glides on the lips. They're super pigmented. They just have complete color payoff and opacity when you put them on your lips. So this is my favorite one out of the entire collection. And then again, Sweetie is a little bit more of a nuder nude than this one. They're both nudes, but nuder nude, darker nude. They're just absolutely beautiful. The other one that I really wasn't a fan of, and the last color that I have, is Darling. This is number 28. It reminds me a lot of Dearest, which is quite interesting because a lot of the darker colors I have found, even with other brands and formulations, it's really hard to get a really strong color payoff with the dark color, and a lot of the other ones I have do kind of like go a little streaky, but I had an issue with streakiness and the color payoff with this one as well, and I actually don't think that this one looks the best on me. So putting that aside, I still think that this one has a little bit of a weird color payoff. So I'm not a big fan of these 2, but the other 5 that I have, I'm obsessed with. What I love about these as well as they smell so good. They smell like chocolate icing, which is quite intense, but when you put them on the lips, it's not that bad. And I also love this because the applicator is super nice. As you can see, there's a little bit of a curve on both sides. It really gets in there. You can hug your lips so nicely and it just glides the product on. They're super easy to apply. They dry down very quickly. There's no transfer whatsoever, so I'm obsessed with these. I'm really excited that I have them in my collection and that I was able to get my hands on them. All in all, I think these are an awesome buy. The only two that I would probably pass on are Darling and Dearest. Dearest for sure. This one was probably the worst and performed the worst out of all of them, but I didn't really find these two most appealing, but these other 5 are absolutely gorgeous, and I would definitely get your hands on the metallic ones because these are something so special, and there's nothing I have like these in my collection, so I'm really excited to have these. And if you can get your hands on these, I highly recommend it. They're absolutely beautiful. They glide on, they dry matte, they're super comfortable on the lips. I feel like I have nothing really there, but there's color there, which is awesome. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you all found it helpful and informative if you were looking to get any of these products. Again, I will try and leave the links down below for them if I can find them online for you all. If you did enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye!